Hi and welcome. Now, first of all, thank you so much for deciding to take this complete Google Analytics course with us. Before we dive into all the great things you'll be learning in this course, we just wanted to take some time and introduce ourselves. And well, my name is Robin, and I've been teaching digital marketing and how to start and run an online business since 2017, together with my very dear friend Jesper.
That's me, I'm Jesper, and I'm the second half of this two-man team that with hundreds of thousands of students have decided to create this step-by-step course called the Complete Google Analytics Training for Beginners. So, what are you going to learn inside this course? Well, this course is filled with actionable steps and exercises where we'll take you from having no knowledge how to read and analyze data in Google Analytics all the way to understanding what to look for to optimize website traffic, sales, and your audience experience on your website.
And as the name of this course states, the Complete Google Analytics Training for Beginners will take you through each video from setting up Google Analytics, installing, analyzing and tracking data, and doing every step in the training with you, step by step, hands-on. Now, this course will ask you to pause and play every now and then, as we're actually going to install Google Analytics and learn ways to analyze and track data practically.
Throughout the course, we'll take you through the process of setting up Google Analytics on your website, analyzing data from website traffic, and tracking specific data tailored to your needs. Even though this course is built for you to take action right away, you can take your time to look through it at your own pace without stressing, as you have full-time access and you can come back anytime to rewatch videos. You also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So who is this course for? Well, it's designed for freelancers, entrepreneurs, and anyone who wants to master Google Analytics. And whenever you have any questions, we'll make sure to answer them within 24 hours so that you can master Google Analytics right away. So now that you know who we are, how the course is built, what's included, who it's for, that we have a 30-day money-back guarantee, and that all of your questions will be answered within 24 hours. Let's talk about what to expect from this course more in detail. See you in the next video.
Hi and welcome back. Now, before we start setting Google Analytics up, it's super important that you know that there are two versions of Google Analytics that work in very different ways. First, we have Google Analytics 3, also known as Universal Analytics. Then we have Google Analytics 4. Now, the easiest and most common mistake that newcomers make with Google Analytics is to head straight for the latest version. But Google Analytics 4 is not an upgrade of Google Analytics 3. It's just a different model that collects data differently than Google Analytics 3 does, and therefore gives you different reports. So you're probably wondering, what are the differences and how do they work? But before we get into that, it's important to know that in 2023, July 1st, Google Analytics 3 will be retiring and will no longer function. However, Google Analytics 4 is still incomplete compared to Google Analytics 3, but many updates are quickly coming out to have their latest model catch up. That's why we strongly recommend that you follow this course step by step and install both versions, while sticking with Google Analytics 3 for now. This coming autumn, when more updates have been released on Google Analytics 4, we will be completely updating the entire course to teach you Google Analytics 4 from scratch. Free of charge, of course. You'll have all the data saved from following this course and can continue staying on top of your game. So let's continue on to learn about their differences. Well, let's start off with Google Analytics 3, also known as Universal Analytics. Google Analytics 3 tracks data via sessions, which means that every visit on your website, regardless of what page people visit, is counted as a session. So Google Analytics 3 tracks data by using sessions, which means that it's looking at visitors' visits. However, Google Analytics 4 works differently. It tracks data via events, which means that every action people are taking on your website counts as an event. So Google Analytics 4 tracks data by using events, which means that it's looking at visitors' actions. So which version should you choose? Well, you don't need to pick. We will install both versions and make sure that you get as much data as possible, both as sessions and events. But we will only be using Google Analytics 3, and that's because Google Analytics 4 isn't completely ready yet. Even though it's been around since October 2020, it's still not completed and misses out on important reports that Google Analytics 3 has. But because we're installing both versions, you get all the data still collected in it, and as soon as Google Analytics 4 is completed, we can start reading out those reports from the data that we have collected. And we will of course also be updating the course and show you how to do so. So to summarize, there are two versions of Google Analytics: Google Analytics 3 and 4. Google Analytics 3 tracks sessions, while Google Analytics 4 tracks events. And because the fourth version isn't an upgrade of the third, we will install both to make sure that you get all of the data. But we will only be using Google Analytics 3 because Google Analytics 4 is still incomplete and doesn't properly report all of the data. So now that you know how to get the best possible start, I hope you're as excited as me to get right into it. But before we get started, I just wanted to make you aware that Udemy is going to ask for a review soon, which is very early. Now, this has unfortunately led us to getting many low ratings and comments such as very basic, I don't know, too early to say, or nothing new. Now, we promise you that as you progress in the course, you will be learning more and more advanced features, and everything will be explained in great detail. So let's dive right into it and set Google Analytics up properly, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Hi and welcome. Now, if you've been wondering what will I learn and what's included in this course, then great, I'm here to answer those exact questions. Now, let's start from the beginning. First, we'll set everything up, and that includes setting up Google Analytics correctly so that you get all the data displayed that you need. Then, we're going to be installing the tracking code to track everything everywhere. And finally, accessing the demo account so that even if you've got no data whatsoever to work with, there will be a demo account with tons of data that we can use to practice our data analyzing on. Which brings us to the next section, where you will learn about analyzing the data that you're getting. Now, this includes understanding important website visitor information such as age, gender, country, interest, etc. If you know who your audience is, you'll know how to relate to them and improve your marketing results. You'll learn about the sources and channels that brings you the highest quality website visitors. Just because you're getting a lot of traffic from a certain channel, that doesn't mean that it's the most profitable traffic. Now, you will learn to analyze quality over quantity to increase profits. Then you'll learn to analyze behavior reports to understand what content visitors like and dislike. This allows you to create more content that visitors enjoy, which means getting better results and more visitors over time. And next, we'll move on to tracking. You'll first learn how to get more control over what's happening on your site by setting up alerts. Now, these alerts will let you know whenever there's a big spike or a big drop in your traffic. Spikes allows you to capitalize on what's happening, and drops signals that your site may be down or there might be some other problem. And then you learn to track leads, which is the foundation to any successful website and business. You'll also learn to track sales, which shows you how much revenue you're making. Now, this is where you can see which traffic channels and website visitors that brings you the most revenue. So, to summarize, you'll learn everything you need to know about Google Analytics, starting with getting everything set up correctly, learning how to analyze the data you're getting, and learning how to track your most important performances, such as leads and sales. So you'll get a complete Google Analytics training, a step-by-step guides that comes with premium support, which means that you will be getting support within 24 hours for any questions you may have, Monday through Friday. remember, the goal of the course is for you to learn Google Analytics, to increase website traffic, sales, and to optimize your audience's experience on your website. So let's dive right in and learn about the two different versions of Google Analytics. I'll see you in the next lecture.